Welcome to part 2 of my Euro Summer Diaries. We are headed off to Paris with my sister. We have spent around 48 hours in London, and it was an amazing experience, which has been posted previously to this video. But now we're heading off to Paris, France through the Eurostar. So we're just heading to the international train station, and we're getting ready to get on our train that departs around 7 in the morning, and we are set to get to Paris around 9. As we're getting ready to finally get to Paris, we are snacking on a couple little things that we had prepped the night before, making sure that we were well fed because we were told that train station food was quite expensive, so we wanted to save some money. And so I had some mango slices and chocolate while we were getting ready to get to Paris.
Cette carte à bord vous évitera de faire la queue en arrivant à Paris.
Okay, are you ready? Yeah, we're in Paris! Once we got on our Uber, we got the privilege of getting to see a little bit of the city before we even got to check into our hotel. We stayed in the 15th district, which is around 20 minutes from the Eiffel Tower, so it was a perfect little car ride to get a little bit more acquainted with what the city looked like, and it was absolutely magical. Just getting to see everything from the car was so special. Then here was our first sighting of the Eiffel Tower. We have never obviously been to Paris before, so this was the dreamiest thing that I could ever think of. Plus the weather at this hour was absolutely amazing. Paris hotel. Right, we've made it to the hotel in Paris. Yay! Okay, Alma can help me. We have the door, the suitcase, the desk, and then we have a TV, a mirror, a balcony. Obviously I can't get in it, but it's a pretty view. Our bed here, closet space, and then we have a little tiny bathroom. I think it's super cute. Yep. It's perfect for 2 people, I would say. After getting checked in and settled in the hotel, we did take a little break, and then we decided to take our snacks from the train station and bring it to the Eiffel Tower and just sit and have a little girl picnic. That was one of the things that we really wanted to do in our itinerary, so we absolutely decided to do that. And the weather was again so nice. We did however get blisters. My sister I think made it 10 steps before her ankles started to get absolutely shredded, and honestly it was so relaxing. We were a little bit tired, but we were pushing through this Europe journey. And then of course we decided to FaceTime my dad. He was working. It was literally like 5 in the morning for him, and he was already hustling, so it was so special getting to show him such an iconic place, and he obviously thought it was like the coolest thing ever. We did however make a small, very sad attempt to call my mom, but of course so early in the morning she was definitely asleep. Then of course the true shock did not settle in until we looked at the globe on our maps and didn't realize how far away we were from our friends and our family. And then after we walked around and explored, got a little bit situated, we did have dinner. The service wasn't the best and the food wasn't the best, but it sure did look good. So that was enough, honestly, a good little pick. Good morning from day 2 in Paris. We started off with wanting to try the iconic chocolate croissants from the local bakeries, and staying at the 15th district definitely allowed us to do so. And of course, I do not want to brag, but I did order in French and she understood me. So it was a win-win. And of course, we ended up getting a little coffee as well to go with our bread, and it was a 10 out of 10. Lo voy a probar, el pan.
Are you recording?
It's on like this. Our first stop of the day was going to go see the Arc de Triomphe, and we did so by going through the train, and we got our little train cards. However, we did have a bit of a struggle getting them to work, but nevertheless we did get there successfully, and we also filmed some TikToks and it was so much fun. We then walked underground, and there's something so comforting, honestly, being around tourists who are also excited to be there and are wearing their tourist outfits and taking 1,000 pictures. To me, that is the coolest thing, and I do not have a problem looking like a tourist or acting like a tourist, in my humble opinion. The next stop was walking towards the Louvre. Again, being around tourists, I have no problem with. However, I think at this point we were really in awe of everything, but we were definitely on our way to getting hangry and thirsty because there weren't any water fountains anywhere, but there was people selling stuff absolutely everywhere, as in their water was so expensive, so we had to take the biggest L and we got some Fanta and some water. But if we could have helped it, we definitely would have. Wow. Se me ven los calzones. Okay. Pesto. What's that? Apple?
No, this is
Peach. We then wanted to go to the Van Gogh Museum, but it was pretty expensive, so instead we went to the Petit Palace and looked through their sculptures and their artwork, mostly ranging from like English literature, some colonialism, and some prehistoric French archival items. It was honestly really educational and really beautiful looking through all the pieces. And then of course afterwards we saw the rest of our night at the Eiffel Tower. We didn't realize that the sun didn't set until 10 p.m., so there wasn't any point in staying by the Seine River, so instead we just walked over and decided to try some crepes, which was in our itinerary and our bucket list. So delicious. We honestly had so much fun sitting, eating, and just enjoying the weather. It was not hot at all, and we had some really just wonderful conversations about where we are at life, enjoying each other's company, and really seeing the meaning and the importance of this trip and what it meant for us to be able to do financially and together as sisters. Never did we think that we would ever be able to go to Europe.
Okay, pero okay? Wait, I was looking at that instead of looking at una, dos, tres.
Okay, we did stop at a pharmacy because I have blisters. I think we're gonna get some of these. What else? Oh yeah. Some desinfectante. Well, they have a lot of blister stuff. Do you think I need these or should I just get like band-aids? This is como de este, de esta. Yeah. I think band-aids too. Estas tienen tengo ya el tape también. Okay. After our blister adventure on our last day in Paris, we decided to have one last hurrah and go to La Galerie Lafayette to get some shopping done. We wanted to get some gifts, some treats, and of course some of the things that we really wanted to get. And so we decided to reload our little train cards and go ahead and start our little adventure. Now we're taking the metro. And we got on the wrong one. So let's get on it again. Yeah. On the wrong line. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. We haven't made any errors using Paris public transportation. So it was bound to happen. Aparentemente, no fuimos las únicas que tuvimos esta gran idea de ir a probar el chocolate caliente. Y ahora vamos a estar en la línea por yo creo que más de 1 hora y media. Y estamos en el mero sol. Pero no pasa nada. No, estábamos diciendo, nos sentimos mejor que estábamos en una área con puros turistas. Con hambre y con determinación, vamos a hacer lo que tengamos que tener que hacer. So it was a more than an hour wait if we ate outside, so we ended up caving in and dining inside, and honestly it was totally fine. We still had a view from the outside and it was an open space. I really enjoyed Le Carrette Cafe, and honestly the entire experience is really French and very special and exciting. I will say though, the local bakery had much better chocolate croissants, but the hot chocolate itself was super tasty and I really did like that. I will say though, we did follow some TikTok tips of ordering one hot chocolate, considering that the portion is pretty big for only one person. And honestly, I wouldn't do it again. I think it's much more fun to get your own mug and get your own little mug of coffee / hot chocolate. I feel like sharing kind of took a little bit away from the experience. And I do feel like we just didn't really enjoy it as much, being able to freely sip off of your own hot chocolate. So I would recommend that you guys get your own, but it was good nonetheless. We then made ourselves over to the Galerie Lafayette so that I could buy myself my dream bag, which was a Longchamp. Longchamps are from Paris, so I thought it would be a super special and meaningful purchase for myself, and it was kind of a treat yourself moment where I could really treat myself for working for over a year. However, unfortunately, my experience went downhill. I don't know it yet as I'm walking into the store, but it's not until we come back that we realize that the worker never explained to us respectfully and thoroughly how the process worked. She was really rushing everybody and was honestly kind of rude and condescending the entire time. And of course, we had a language barrier, which is nobody's fault. I don't know French. She clearly does not know English very well. So because she was going and speaking so fast, she basically gave us the understanding that we left without paying and we would pay until we got the bag, because I wanted the bag to be monogrammed. However, here's my order. She never gave us the receipt, we never ended up paying, and we never got in line to pay. Of course, I don't realize this until we come back, which we were told to do so in an hour. Okay, peep my burn. I literally burned myself. It's like a triangle. Oh yeah, I think we needed to pick me up. We were a little tired. I got the bag, but I wanted to stamp it with my initials, so now it's an hour wait. So we're gonna chill out and continue shopping while we wait. We might do Zara, we might do some like flat store, I don't know. But meanwhile, we're gonna get another coffee. Yeah. Okay, bye. Cheers. Cheers. Once we were off to kill an hour, thinking that I was going to get my bag done, we went and exchanged some money and then we went to go gift shopping. So we got some treats at the chocolate store at the mall. And then we also went to the pharmacy there, which, oh, so refreshing that they were so nice. But we got some Marvis toothpaste, which is a famous French toothpaste that we hear a lot about on social media. And we also got some hand creams, some hand sanitizer, and some face cream as well. We wanted to buy coffee, but we didn't end up doing so just because we weren't really sure how we could take it back or how it would actually end up helping us. However, then we got so hungry, and because it was our last night in Paris, we had to get some actual food. We have been buying from the local grocery store, and we just wanted a nice big meal that we could enjoy. So we decided to go half and half. One plate was the steak and fries, which are famous. They come with gravy, and it was actually so delicious. The next other plate that I had was a chicken salad that was enormous. Honestly, 10 out of 10 for the portion sizes. We ended up splitting the plate, and so she got some of my salad and then I got some of the steak, and it was the best thing ever. Highly recommend splitting your meals. It's just so much more convenient. And then because of the miscommunication, we ended up waiting 2 hours for this bag to actually be processed. After that horrible interaction, we ended up going to L'Officine in a different district of Paris to try and find my brush, which I did find. This was going to be my second gift to myself. Again, a Parisian native item that I really wanted to get. And then I also got a gift for my mom. Honestly, shout out to the staff. They were so much kinder and totally turned my mood around. Our last hurrah is going to be getting some snacks for the train because we are heading to Brussels next, and some snacks to take back home for gifts and stuff, and then our dessert.
We should have dessert in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh,
and
yeah.
say goodbye.
And say goodbye. Au revoir. And we were off to get some snacks at our local pharmacy / grocery store in the area. Some coffee for the train ride.
¿Quieres uno?
Yeah.
¿De este mismo sabor?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yummy. This would make good gifts. After we got our snacks, we realized we did not have the most iconic Parisian snack, which were macaroons. So of course we stopped at a grocery store / bakery and got some goodies, and then we took advantage and looked through some last minute gift items that we might want to gift. My sister really wanted a mug, which we didn't end up finding, but we definitely tried to look for it. It just was clearly not working out. And the stuff that they had, my sister didn't really think that they were all that cute. And then after the light shopping, we went ahead and walked to the Eiffel Tower to have some dessert options. We really wanted some sort of ice cream or gelato, and then we also wanted to sit down, eat it, and also have a bit of our macaroons. We still wanted to save some for some family members, but obviously we were the priority.
inside?
These were refrigerators. So beggars can't be choosers, right?
Bet and carrot.
Yeah, so they're authentic regardless. Wow. Okay, which one do you want? Chocolate. Right? You want a chocolate? I want a pistachio.
Okay, ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Got my sister crying at the front of the Eiffel Tower over this sweet couple who asked for photos to this Italian woman, and as a thank you, they brought and gave her Korean snacks. It was so adorable and sentimental, and that was the end of our Parisian night.
Okay, pero okay? Wait, I was looking at that instead of the camera. Una, dos, tres.